Welcome to the video. Today we are making bigos, a traditional Polish braised / stewed cabbage dish. This bigos will have 4 types of pork, mushrooms, cabbage, etc. My dad is making it today and he learned it from his mom. That makes this recipe easily 500 years old. Let's start by listing off the ingredients for you. 1 head of cabbage, 1 jar of sauerkraut, 2 trimmed pork tenderloins and scraps from a previous pork loin dinner, 8 of your favorite sausages, bacon, about ½ pound, dried mushrooms that we only use because we had them on hand and we'll be rehydrating them later, cremini mushrooms, this much, 2 white onions, 2 cans of tomato paste, a blend of seasonings that I'll go into further later on, and everything we saute will be sauteed in lard. Alright, let's get started. Start by chopping half of the cabbage like this, and place it in your braising / stewing vessel. Next, drain the sauerkraut and rough chop and place on top of the cabbage. Chop the second half of the cabbage and place it on top of the sauerkraut. Now, place the vessel with the cabbage and sauerkraut on a medium-high heat, adding 3 to 4 cups of water and cover. While that's cooking, time to multitask. Cut up your pork tenderloin and pork loin like this. Feel free to sub pork shoulder or any pork cuts you fancy. Heat up a large pan and throw this much lard in there. Once the pan is hot, chuck your tenderloin and loin in there. Season with salt and sear until brown. So now we got our first pan of meat on the stove, along with our cabbage and sauerkraut. Stir both occasionally while continuing to multitask. Next up, we're cutting up the sausage like this, and bacon like this. While we wait for our first round of meat to brown, let's rehydrate these mushrooms with warm water and make our seasoning blend, which consists of Jamaican allspice, what the fuck, bay leaves, that many, 2 spoonfuls of dried marjoram, 3 spoonfuls of paprika, 1 teaspoon or pinch of hot paprika. Add all of those things to your cabbage. Then add Maggi, this much. Then stir everything until well mixed. The pork tenderloin and loin should be browned by now. Dump the pan's contents into the cabbage vessel and deglaze the saute pan with water or stock if you have. Personally, we are using Lake Ontario stock. Scrape off the bits of flavor left in the pan and dump into the cabbage vessel. In the same pan we've been using, add lard again and your chopped sausage. Don't forget to stir your cabbage occasionally. Kicha, what are your thoughts about all this lard we are using? While the sausage browns, chop up the cremini mushrooms like this. Once the sausage has a nice color, dump it in with everything else. Then deglaze. Scrape off flavor bits and add in with everything else like you did before. Add lard back into the pan, heat up, and add chopped bacon. While this is going on, open the 2 cans of tomato paste and add it to the cabbage, stirring very well. Once the bacon is nicely browned, dump it into the mother pot and repeat the same deglazing process as before. Add lard to the saute pan and add chopped mushrooms and season. Cook until tender. Chop your onions like this while the mushrooms cook. Once the mushrooms are cooked, deglaze as we've been doing, but with less liquid this time. Then add to the cabbage. Add lard to the saute pan one last time, and add your onions and season. Once the onions are browned lightly, add those to the pan. Stir the braised / stew very well. Cook for an additional 30 minutes. Do it uncovered if it looks liquidy, or covered if you're happy with the amount of liquid in there. The final product should look like this. Taste it for seasoning before serving and adjust if needed. This can be served as a side dish with anything, or it can be the star of the show accompanied by bread or mashed potatoes. Thank you for watching this video. Check out the rest of the videos on this channel and please like, subscribe, and share.